In this moment, I am noticing buzzing, humming, throbbing, pulsing. And the garishness of this bright light. Necessary because of the later time that I'm doing this today. Feels a bit more contrived with a big photography light than the natural light from the window. However, I persist in my intention to follow through with this month of self-reflective videos. With the purpose of me showing up, being authentic in the moment, being myself, whatever that is, and being able to look back later and review that. And learn from my own self. Emphasize this dualistic nature of selfhood. How can we be one thing, yet also have a relationship with ourselves? Thoughts about ourselves, assessment of ourselves. Have this discrepancy between the interior and the exterior. How other people are observing us, the feedback that we're getting. And then even when we observe ourselves from the outside. When we look in a mirror, when we watch a video, the disparity between who we think we are and how we come across. In an effort to come across in a certain way, to control other people's opinions of us, when really it's our opinion of ourselves that is of utmost importance. That seems to go against the grain of our culture, where we should be sacrificing ourselves for others. I think that's an outworn paradigm. I don't think we should be sacrificing ourselves. We should be bringing our full self to all of our encounters. But what is our self? I don't believe our self is a lot of the trappings that we identify with. Our true self is nearly unconditional. That's the only part that has life. That part is life itself. There's no life in the trappings. There's no life in the job and the car and the clothes and the house and all these things until we give it life. Till we lend our attention to it. Till we make it important. Without our attention and awareness, it's inert and lifeless. There is a life of the universe that contains all things, but it seems to play by different rules than human consciousness, that is much more akin to animals than things. And all the attachments of the ego are things. They're things that come and go. Whereas our true nature is timeless. It exists outside of time and space. I've discovered this through contemplation, that I could be more, that I could learn and grow without exterior intervention, that I could tap into inner resources. They could give me insights. They could teach me. They could show me things. And not just information, but wisdom. A context that shows how things fit together. And it comes across in a way that feels perfect. That feels benevolent. But it's just a gentle offering. And this is where I put my allegiance. Not in things of this world, not of authorities of this world, but on the authority within me. And the authority within me is never in conflict with the world. It never tells me that things are wrong. It does inspire me to respond to the world, but respond in a way that is creative, that is inspired. A wish to say that is loving, but this is a deeper understanding of what love is. Love is really the force behind all things. So sometimes love can appear brutal. There's only one way we can interpret the universe correctly, the world around us correctly, and that is with the wisdom, the insight, and the guidance of our deeper self. And that deeper self is always present. It's present in the present. That's the only place it is. So if we're not present, then we're out of range. We're not receiving the transmission. We're not hearing that voice of wise guidance. We must be present. We must practice letting go of the stories of the past and the stories of the future. Yes, they have a legitimacy. Yes, they have a reality. But they're either over or yet to happen relative to this moment now. And this moment now has infinite forks that it can take. Some of them have much greater likelihood than others. And our consciousness is choosing the forks. Our consciousness that is operating on many levels. We may not be consciously aware of taking a fork, but some part of our consciousness is involved. There are deeper parts that we have no awareness of in a regular waking state. We must go deep within ourselves, within our minds. Listening. Feeling. Allowing. And in doing so, all the panic and anger, the rage, the frustration dissolves. But it doesn't go away. It's felt. It's observed. It's integrated into the bigger picture, into the collective consciousness. Nothing is truly lost. However, there is a constant effort to balance. There's karma, there's cause and effect. And somewhere there will be a manifestation that matches each impulse. We either catch that wave or somebody else will. Even if it takes 1,000 years. If we hold a thought or a feeling, it gathers energy, it gathers momentum, and it must come into fruition. But if we stay on the problem, if we stay on the question, we can't receive the answer. We can't receive the solution, because the question and the answer are in different places. The problem and the solution are in different places. We must let go of the problem to receive, to find the solution. But too often we're attached to the problem. We identify with the problem. This thing has become our cross, our burden. And we may think we are special because of this burden. This burden gives us an excuse. This burden is the reason that we suffer, why we feel helpless. But if we're willing to put down that cross, to accept that we alone are not responsible for the state of the world, for many of the things that we may have taken on, many of the things we burden ourselves with may not be our own. That doesn't mean that we can't be the solution. In fact, if we've taken them on as our own, then we should also make space for the solution. Perhaps it's because we do have some insight. We do have some idea about the solution. But we have to let go of the problem to really bring the solution into focus. Holding on to the problem makes finding the solution impossible. I feel like one of the greatest ills of the world is shame. And we're ashamed for not having the answers. We're ashamed for not seeming to be able to fix all the problems. We're ashamed to even talk about our feelings of despair, of sadness, grief, loneliness, desire. We're ashamed of these things and we keep them inside. We judge them as unworthy. And this causes great suffering within us. One way we can resolve that is by sharing these things with others. In doing so, we tell ourselves, this is not so shameful. It may be painful, but it's not so shameful that I have to hide it. I can reveal it. I can share it. And I can withstand whatever comes as a result. Even if in the past I was punished for honesty, for revealing myself, and that terror, that exposure has felt terrible, that idea of being exposed. Terrifies us. Then we have to just start small. Start with somebody that we trust. Start with somebody that can hold our pain, that can witness it. We can witness ourselves in numerous ways. We can develop this rapport, this relationship with ourselves by showing up to do self-reflection work, where we bare our soul to ourselves. Just writing, expressing ourselves in any way, art, music, dance. When we do, we tell ourselves that it's not so horrible, that we're not so bad. We dare the gods in a way. But in doing so, we become them. We own the power. When we express our anger and our rage, we affirm our right to do so. When we keep it in, we send ourselves a message that our anger and rage are unacceptable. But that just pushes them deep inside of us. It doesn't make it go away. It just makes it more poisonous, more deadly, more likely to come out in a way that is unfavorable, more painful, more toxic. Whereas if we own our feelings and our thoughts, and we at the very least reflect them within ourselves, we honor them within ourselves by doing something with them. Because we don't think that things that are just inside are worthy, are valuable, are real. We've got to put them out into the world. We need to turn them into writing, or a song, or a video, and then we'll give them some validity. And all of our emotions deserve validation. They did come from somewhere. They are a response to a thought. They are a response to a perception. And they speak about the logic that we live in. They speak about our mind and our beliefs, our lived experience. So in honoring our emotions, we are honoring ourselves. We are affirming ourselves. We are recognizing our own validity. And likely a lot of the painful emotions are the very opposite of that. They come from memories and events that have degraded our validity, that have made us feel unworthy of recognition. But those were the moments we gave our power away, that we said somebody else's voice, somebody else's opinion is more important than mine. And that is the real wound. And that is the real wound. When we give the world more power over us than we give ourselves. When we sell out. When we degrade ourselves by giving the world a greater power of assessment than our own self. This is the deepest wound. When we spend time with ourselves in contemplation, we come back to this place of self-love, of self-trust. And that in itself is a reclaiming of personal power. The power to decide your beliefs, your thoughts, your values. You are the ultimate authority. I am the ultimate authority in my life. I can completely disregard somebody else's opinion. And if it conflicts with mine, I should. I can consider their idea, but it should never degrade mine and say that mine is less worthy. Ultimately, they can't without our permission. So really, there are no victims. There are only people who have learned to give their power away. And that is the power to decide what is real. That's always within us. Real is what you believe is real. Because that's what will have an impact in your life. That's what you'll notice. That's what you'll respond to. That's what you'll base your decisions on. Accept that it's not the absolute truth. You cannot know the absolute truth. You'd have to be all that is and see everything from every perspective. So accept that your reality is made up. It's your own personal reality. And that's your right. That's your right to curate your own reality. But do that with intent. Do that with mindfulness. Don't let other people do that for you. Don't be mentally lazy, or you will become a victim. Other people will gladly take your power. Other people will gladly make you slaves. This world teaches us some very harsh lessons in this regard. And this is a spell that many people do not easily break. Usually it takes tremendous pain to cut through the illusion, the layers and layers and layers of illusion, that other people have power over you, that other people get to write what is reality for you. So waking up is remembering that you create your own reality. Rarely consciously. The conscious mind is just the experiencer of it. But the deeper part of you is orchestrating it, is creating the whole production. It is of great benefit for us to take on this responsibility. And it is responsibility. It is a weight. It is a burden. Because no more can you use the excuse that somebody else or the world is doing something to you, making you a victim. Every complaint you have, you must accept the responsibility of response. You have the ability to respond. So what do you choose? Do you choose being done to? Or do you choose the power to respond with wisdom and intelligence? Often if the situation strikes a chord, touches us deeply, it's because we have a special ability, special interest in responding personally. It's a topic we're specifically resonant with, and so it really bothers us. It really activates us. It really catalyzes us to dig deep. To respond in a unique way, outside of the old pattern, outside of the old paradigm. And this is what our inner guidance can do for us. If we accept the responsibility, the power of creating, of writing the story, then the universe, our inner being, will give us the ability to do so. It starts the moment that we believe. It starts the moment we open up to it. It starts the moment we let go of this victim mentality. Because the victim mentality is the problem. And so the solution is nowhere in sight. We must at least come back to neutrality. Come back to the void, come back to peace. For a moment, just put down the burden, the problem, the past. For just a moment, let it go and make space for the solution. The world isn't going to fall apart when you let go. But the problem might.